Okay? That's what I like to know, Mr. Hollywood. And I'll pass that information along. I hear great things about it. And not only can you do that, but you can perhaps meet some new people. There's nothing wrong with being social. Nothing wrong with that at all. Did you get a chance to see the fact that now people are going after J-Lo, who is just yummy as she gets close to 50? I mean, if J-Lo makes 50 look the way she makes 45, she really is going to make a lot of women step their game up. No more excuses about how you're 50 if J-Lo can pull that off. But, J-Lo, she's not just Jenny from the block anymore. I mean, she really has crossed over. White people love J-Lo. White women love J-Lo. They want to be J-Lo. Gay men love J-Lo. Gay women love J-Lo. Black women, black, white. I mean, to me, she's got one of those audiences that really crosses over. Okay? It crosses a lot of lines. And recently, while everybody's been talking about Black Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter, you got to pick a choice. You got to choose out here on Twitter. Well, Jennifer Lopez, she tweeted something and then used the hashtag All Lives Matter, which just infuriated the trolls, and they came to get her. And is there anything wrong with saying All Lives Matter? Is there like if somebody says All Lives Matter, is that sort of like too much like Stacey Dash? Like, what's wrong with saying all lives matter if that's how you personally believe? Or if a black person says that, it makes them look like they're ignorant, like they're trying to overshadow this moment when we should be talking about Black Lives Matter. I mean, is there anything in particular wrong with that in your opinion? Because that's the only thing I can come up with. Like, people feel like, wait. You a sister, you Jenny from the block, you used to date Puffy. Black people helped start your career. Let's be honest here. Black people were the first people to give Jennifer Lopez any attention whatsoever. Before the gays, before the white people, she was on In Living Color. She was a fly girl. You had SW1 up there doing whatever he was doing, acting like he was scratching, wasn't scratching a damn thing. And Jennifer Lopez was one of the fly girls. She was one of the dancers. That's the first time I saw her. And then after that, she was J-Lo, Jennifer from the block. She had bandanas around her head and braids. Come on now. Black folks gave J-Lo, we were the first ones to give her any attention. She had that rump. Come on now. She was dating Puffy. She was his Puerto Rican princess, and I don't even know she's Puerto Rican. She was his ethnic princess, I put it that way. That first album was very, very, very hip-hop infused. Very hip-hop infused. It was leaning toward hip-hop. And, now she all brand new. You didn't crossed over. You know what I'm saying? You got the gays holding you down, buying your records, downloading your music. Now you talking about some damn all lives matter? How dare you? Jenny from the block, right? But she stopped being Jenny from the block a long time ago. Long time ago. Got to watch yourself. Alton Sterling's 15-year-old son has spoken out, and he says in the video that the police in Dallas, Texas did not deserve what happened to them. Black folks are so forgiving, aren't we? We are so forgiving. Turn the other cheek. Is that like is that our religious background? Is that our spiritual background? Is that just in us? I don't know. Is that how people who have been oppressed react? I don't know. But listen, it was very difficult for me to watch this young man break down and say, I want my daddy. And if you have ever had a child call you daddy, it's going to pull on your heart. It's going to pull on your heart. Because I start thinking like, damn, what if that was my kids about me? But even he says that the police in Dallas didn't deserve to die. And, that's you see this typically from a lot of black folks who have been victimized by crime or victimized by the police, whether it be citizen on citizen crime or police on citizen crime. And I want to come back to those two phrases in just a couple of minutes. But we've seen this, like they ask the mothers or the children or the woman that's left behind, maybe the widow of somebody who's been killed by police, and they never want violence. They always want people to come together. That's just in the nature of black folks, isn't it? But, here's the difference. I hear people saying things like, and people are still beating this horse about, well, black people are killing each other. You should worry about that. You should worry about black on black crime. I don't want to use those racial terms anymore. I don't think we should use black on black crime or black on white crime or white on white crime. I think we should use two terms because they perfectly describe and also illustrate the differences in violence that's happened in our communities. Okay? The first term is police and on community, police on citizen violence. Police on citizen violence. Because the police are sworn to protect the citizens. And that's part of the reason why people get so outraged when someone who is paid by the taxpayers, sworn to protect you, and then they brutalize you. Police on citizen violence. And also, instead of saying black on black crime or black on white crime, why don't we call it what it really is? It's citizen on citizen crime. Citizen on citizen crime has been around since the beginning of civilization. This is going to happen. Citizen on citizen crime. That's different because these citizens are not sworn to protect you. They're not giving authority by local communities to take away your liberty or to take away your property or to detain you or to take your life the way police are. So that's the difference. That's why it's completely understandable why people get a little bit more outraged or even more outraged when it's police on citizen crime, because it contradicts itself. You're supposed to be protecting us. Daryl writes, yeah, she stopped being Jenny from the block after the club shooting that involved her. Puff and shine. And she was a part of the face of that shooting. Yeah, she did. Man, listen, she combed out them damn braids, took off that bandana. She said, man, I'm not going to let you take me down. Get me shot. Ed writes, I think J-Lo is hating on the Beyonce movement. Would I rather have a gorgeous J-Lo or a beautiful Beyonce? That's a tough decision. That is a tough decision. That is a tough decision. Man, that's a really tough decision, really. I know where I'm leaning toward. I'm leaning toward Beyonce for several reasons. But that's a very tough decision. They're both in my fantasy file. Kiki writes, and that's the problem. Too many of us are forgiving. Hell, not me. It only takes one good time to show me your true self. I know that's right. Brittany writes, I was going to ask you, Mr. Hollywood, was the guy related to you? Sorry to hear that. Mr. Hollywood writes, I like the freedom of Uber. You can work whenever you want. There's nobody telling you to go out and work. You turn the app on, and when you want to work, and turn it off when you don't. Cruther writes, black folks gave J-Lo too much attention. I mean, we couldn't help ourselves. Kiki writes, they only say all lives matter in a response to Black Lives Matter. Right. It's like, you can't come in here talking about your Black Lives Matter. I just don't really, listen, as a black man, I have no problem with Black Lives Matter. I have told you before that I think that the issue of police brutality is bigger than just black people. I believe in my heart that if we're really going to change anything, it's going to be more than just black people saying that they're concerned by something. When you label something a black problem in this country, history shows us that it does not become a priority. Okay? Whenever there's a problem that's labeled and it's a problem of the minority or any particular minority group, whether it be a racial minority, whether it be a gender minority, whether it be a sexual orientation minority, then it's always marginalized. It's rarely a priority, okay, in this country. So that was my issue with calling it Black Lives Matter, that it's an issue that a lot of white folks can instantly forget about. Like, oh, that's a black thing, please. When was the last time that a black thing, that a problem or issue that was related to black America was prioritized by the Congress or president? And I'll wait, because I can't remember it. I can't remember. Think about AIDS. When AIDS was looked upon, when it was just a gay thing, which, again, gays, in terms of sexual orientation, are the minority. There's far more heterosexuals than homosexuals. then what did the country do? They ignored it. What did Ronald Reagan do? He ignored it. Oh, it's just a gay thing. It's just their little crazy subculture. That's what they deserve. And on some levels, that's what it feels like with the violence. And that's why I don't like the term black on black. We'll call it citizen on citizen violence, citizen on citizen crime. And when you label something a black thing, it becomes easy to marginalize. And I wonder if it pushes people away. I'm happy to say there's a lot of white folks who are a part of Black Lives Matter, and we need them. And they show up at the events, they march, they get into the media. I mean, listen, man, it's a lot of good people, no matter what their racial background might be. And that's what it's all about. But white people fall victim to police brutality as well. We do. And what we got to do is get to the point where those family members are standing side by side with everybody else. And I've seen that. And I've seen more of it in the last couple of months, last years or so. And it's a beautiful thing, because when you've got more power, you've got more people, you've got more power. There's power in unity and in numbers. And if you're fighting for justice, I don't care what your sexual orientation is. I don't care what your racial background is. All I care is that when it comes to this particular issue, we're on the same side. That's it. Let me back up here. I want to make sure I get everyone in. Brittany writes, I'm all for supporting black business, Nate, but where are they here in the city? Is there a list or out there or a website? Well, there's a couple. I know that there is a Joku app, and Joku is a brother, and he is putting together an app, and I believe on some cases, and he's locally here in the city of Cincinnati, he's trying to connect the dots for black businesses. I know the voice of Black Cincinnati has been doing great work, Crystal Kendricks, and she's been doing great work. And that's a good way in the city of Cincinnati of connecting the black businesses or what might be going on here. Okay. Whoa. Mr. Holly writes, I'm sorry to say that was my nephew who shot the two people. What? Your nephew? Man. So what's up? What's up with nephew, Mr. Hollywood? Tell us about him. I mean, what's the backstory? Mr. Hollywood writes, I say about 40, 45 hours a week, but that includes a wait time plus the time it takes to go to get the people. Damn, that's deep. Tell me about your nephew now. So that's your nephew. That's your what? Your brother's or your sister's child? If you feel comfortable, what's the backstory? I see T-Bone's in the house. What's up, T-Bone? What up, bro? He writes, good morning. That wind could do some damage. Nothing to do with the construction. Mike writes, saying all lives matter is obvious. It's like going to an AIDS fundraiser and hollering, cancer kills. I agree. Great point. Rhonda writes, all lives can't matter until black lives matter. I'm just saying. Good point. Again, crew through, I'll read again. She writes, black folks give J-Lo too much attention. I'm not so sure about that. I think she needs more attention. Derek writes, that Uber driver job sounds tempting. It does. You're looking for a little side hustle, or maybe, a little hustle in between two gigs or something. Why not? Tonika writes, really sad about my cousin. Mr. Hollywood is my uncle. A real blow to our family. Prayers for the victims. What? Damn, Tonika, listen, if you feel like sharing, share. I understand in times like this, if you want to close the wagons, I get it. But what's the backstory on nephew? What's the backstory on your cousin? Is this something that you could have predicted? Is this like a first-time offense? Was there drugs involved that you know of, some drug use? Is there a gang affiliation? Was it some type of a robbery, a beef? D says that's his brother's son. Okay. Brittany writes, sorry to hear about that, Mr. Hollywood and Tonika. Yes, absolutely. We with you on that one. Kelly writes, I love me some Jesus, but $40 for the ark, miss me with that. I know that's right, Kelly. I know that's right. $40 to walk through the ark? Y'all got to be kidding. You have got to be kidding. $40 to see an ark? That is robbery, man. God should materialize inside the ark, destroy it, and refund everybody's money.